The ability to become a Force ghost and transcend the physical plane once a Jedi dies is considered to be one of the most impressive Force abilities in all of Star Wars, something that in canon as well as legends somewhat only a Jedi Master can achieve. We've seen this happen instantaneously 2 or 3 times in the Star Wars universe now, one with Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi, one with Obi-Wan Kenobi when he was struck down by Darth Vader, and one with Yoda in Return of the Jedi, all of which disappeared before becoming Force ghosts. However, we also hold knowledge that Qui-Gon Jinn became a Force ghost, but his body did not disappear when he was killed by Darth Maul on Naboo. Instead, his body would be ultimately burned, with Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker looking on. Qui-Gon's body, though, did not disappear like the other Jedi that ultimately became Force ghosts. So why is this? The answer is actually really interesting, and actually shows that Qui-Gon Jinn had limitations with this ability. First off, we have to learn how Yoda, as well as Obi-Wan Kenobi, actually learned this rare Force ability. In reality, it was taught to Yoda and then Obi-Wan by Force priestesses and Qui-Gon Jinn himself, with Qui-Gon being one of the first Jedi in the modern Star Wars era to pioneer this Force ability. We learned that Qui-Gon Jinn actually learned this Force power from the Force priestesses themselves, just like Yoda did. Qui-Gon Jinn was called to a planet what many considered to be the epicenter of the Force itself, and the Force priestesses began to show him this ability. However, before he could fully master it, Qui-Gon Jinn was called away from the planet to discuss trade negotiations above Naboo. And then the events of the Phantom Menace ultimately occurred, with Qui-Gon Jinn's training on how to become a Force ghost ultimately incomplete. Unfortunately, again, Qui-Gon Jinn would be brutally killed by the returned Sith Lord Darth Maul on Naboo. And because of this, while Qui-Gon Jinn was able to maintain his individuality after his death, he was not able to physically appear before individuals like Yoda and Obi-Wan Kenobi could, with one exception, that is. When Qui-Gon Jinn's spirit was in places exponentially more powerful in the Force than others, such as Martynas, he could actually physically appear, as he did physically appear to Obi-Wan Kenobi while he was on Martynas. But again, Qui-Gon Jinn can only appear in locations known as Force nexuses, or again places exponentially more powerful in the Force than normal, at which point Qui-Gon Jinn can draw upon the power of the Force there and appear physically to people. What Qui-Gon Jinn could do, however, is reach out to people using his voice. As in Attack of the Clones, you can even hear Qui-Gon Jinn's voice yell Anakin before Anakin slaughters the Tusken Raiders on Tatooine. This is not a figment of the young Anakin Skywalker's imagination. Qui-Gon Jinn's ghost literally called out to him here. Later, Qui-Gon Jinn would even reach out to Yoda, bringing Yoda to the Force priestesses and allowing the Grand Master of the Order to complete the training that Qui-Gon Jinn never would. And again, in his exile, Obi-Wan Kenobi would learn this ability from Qui-Gon Jinn himself personally, through the Force, speaking with his master. But again, sadly, with his master unable to appear to him using the Force, as again, he himself never completed this training. This is in fact the real answer why Qui-Gon Jinn's body did not disappear upon his death like Obi-Wan Kenobi and Yoda. Qui-Gon Jinn's body remained in the physical realm following his death, while his spirit moved on but maintained its individuality. But this is the real answer as to why Qui-Gon Jinn's body did not disappear in the Phantom Menace, and how unfortunately he never completed the training that he would one day show others. That training, again, in his physical life. But what are your guys' thoughts on this, and ultimately why Qui-Gon Jinn could not achieve this Force ability? As always, my friends, I really appreciate you guys watching the video. May the Force be with you, and have a great day.